Hi everybody, welcome to Fast Home Brew. It's that special time of the year when the Cooper's Vintage Ale recipe of of the month pack comes out. So this is the 2020 edition, and I look forward to this every year. So this is my yeast plus that. What do I mean by that? I mean I am going to steal the yeast out of these bottles. So I very carefully pour the contents of the bottle there and leave the last little bit, maybe a centimetre or two, into a glass for Dog to steal. Let's try again. I'll pour the contents of this bottle very carefully. So these bottles have actually been in the fridge for a while to make the yeast settle down to the bottom. Coopers naturally condition their ales, which means that there is yeast in the bottle and everything. So that's all. Anyway, time for some efficiency. I've got my big glass, and I guess I'll just fill that up. And so in the end, I've got eight little bottles worth of yeast, and I'm going to... Am I still showing this? Okay, all done. So now for every bottle, I'm using 8. They recommend 6, but because it's a stronger brew, I'm doing 8. For every bottle, you need 10 grams of dextrose, which I'm dissolving into some water here, and the total volume of water I want is about 100 grams per bottle. So I've got 80 grams of dextrose, as I just sanitize my container here. 80 grams of dextrose and 800 mils of water, and this all goes into this soft drink container, and so that's all the bits of yeast going in, and there's my dissolved stuff, and oh yeah, I'm making sure that that's a reasonably civilized temperature for the yeast to be able to not die in. Fill it all up, and what do we do now? Put the cap on and give it a bit of a shake, I guess. I also like to squeeze the air out sometimes, but it happened this time. But anyway, that you need to... Oh, there goes the air. Give it a shake every so often. Keep it in a dark place so that the light doesn't cause any issues, and that'll get good. Okay, so this is what we're making. This is the 2020 Vintage Ale, and I have one right here. And yeah, let's... what's going on? I'm testing it out. Tastes good. So this is a beer that's actually designed for aging a little bit, and as it turns out, every year Oh, never mind. This is my recipe of the month pack. So that's the instructions. Looks like it comes with an amber malt kit, an amber ale kit, and a wheat malt. That's 1 kilo of dextrose, 400 grams of dark crystal malt grains, and a whole bunch of hops. There's Sultana, Enigma, Astra, Cascade, and Simcoe. 15 grams of each. I'm not going to need those carbonation drops. Let's get brewing, shall we? Oh, by the way, that yeast, I did that a couple of days before all this. It's not just going to come to life overnight. So that was a couple of days earlier. Maybe I should have mentioned that. I hope nobody stopped watching just at that point and went, I know what to do. Anyway, here I am cracking the grains. This is my terrible rolling pin, which somebody commented like rolling pin in a recent episode. I'm not sure what they were getting at, but yes, rolling pin. And that one's full of water, and it's the worst rolling pin ever. This is going into... Now, I believe they said to cold steep this overnight, but I wasn't organised enough for that. So I'm hot steeping that at like 65 degrees or whatever for 30 minutes, it seems. So that's been done. Out comes this is my 400 grams of dark crystal, and I'm going to give it a rinse. Very good. Okay, now what's my next step? I gave it a little squeeze. I don't normally do that when I squeeze my big grain bag, but not my little one. So, I don't know. I guess I'm inconsistent. Maybe I'm a hypocrite. Okie dokie. Now, the first thing you need is, I think, 2/3, they said, of the Sultana hops. So that's 25 minutes boil for 10 grams of Sultana hops. 3210. Now, that's the rest of the Sultana going in. And Enigma hops, apparently. In goes the Enigma. Lid goes on. And that gets what's that? Another 25-minute steep in the... Is that right? Normally I say 30. Oh, whatever. I saw the number 25, so I'll stick by that. Now I'm opening up my amber ale kit and... soaking them in the... well, you all know what I'm doing because you're subscribed and you watch Fast Tips, but this is going to heat it up and make it nice and easy to pour. And so it comes off. I don't know which one this is because it hasn't got a label now. course, it doesn't matter which order. Actually, normally I do the smaller one first, so that when I put the hot water in, it doesn't overflow on the second one. So, who knows? That looks pretty dark. I'm guessing that is the dark one's the amber kit, and the light one is the wheat malt. Interesting stuff here on Fast Home Brew. Can you believe it? Okay, so now I've got all the used the hot water to get the sides nice and clean, a little bit of a stir, and always hold it with a tea towel because it is very, very ridiculously hot. Now we'll stir up all this. Very good. The grain, I was going to say the hops are still steeping there, but they're not now. So I'm going to put them in the sink. I run the water around it to bring the temperature down a bit more quickly, and that's the thing. Now my dextrose. Every year I think, will I put the dextrose in, because it really does make a strong beer, and yeah, well, for the sake of authenticity, I will. So that's the dextrose going in. Stir that all around, and now I am straining the yuck. I got it on the thing, and by yuck I mean yum. I meant yuck because I made a mess. But anyway, it's the hops getting strained out, and fill it up with water to the 21 litre mark. I'm going to say I'll put it in the notes. And the yeast. Yes. Now, looks like I've got the lid nice and tight there. So that's going to pour. There's the yeast going in. Oh, yep. That's the. You can see at the bottom there's some stuff, and kablamo, out it all comes. Gets very invigorated. So I probably didn't keep it shaken enough when it was doing its thing, so now I've got to shake it hard to dislodge that yeast that's at the bottom, because I want all the good yeasties into the fermenter, and yeah, that's going to work. Okay, so now up at the shed, and that's going in there. It looks like I'm not putting the temperature control, so the temperature must be nice for that. And it's set to 21, which is maybe a little high. Keeper's yeast, I think, is good at bananas if you get it too high. It goes bananas in the high temperatures. Get it? Banana flavour? Yeah. Alright, so now we're about a week later, and I am boiling a bag for 15 minutes because I want the bag to be nice and sanitary, because into this bag are going the Astra, Cascade and Simcoe hop pellets. So that's 15 grams of each, 45 grams in total, roughly 2 grams per litre, which isn't much for a dry hop, but this isn't... it's an okay amount. This isn't supposed to be a particularly hoppy beer. It's supposed to be a multi-complex beer. So now here I am putting it in, except I already put it in, so there it is, already in there. So as I was saying at the start, every year I get a 6-pack of this and get my sister to keep it under lock and key. So I've been doing that for a few years. I got a 2019 one and a 2018 one to try. So this is going to be good fun. I guess I'll go youngest to oldest, and see how they all taste. So yeah, that's another tip. Every year buy a 6-pack and give it to a friend that's got a cellar, and every year they give you one of each back, and then you get to have a very fun tasting. I can't wait to 2024. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.